I think Donald Trump is trying to give up on winning this election, y'all. I think he's done the math, and he realized he lost by 3 million in the popular vote the first election. He lost by 8 million in the second election. And he hadn't done anything but piss a whole lot of people off and get himself in a whole lot of trouble ever since then. So the math ain't mathing for him. I think he knows it. Now, that's not to say that he's not going to claim the election was rigged after he loses, because he's definitely going to do that. And he's definitely going to try to send a bunch of us up to Washington, D.C. again to cause some trouble. But we're not going to do that, are we, Patriots? Because Dark Brandon's in charge of the military, and that would just be stupid. So, the reason I say he's not trying to win this election is because if you remember a while back, he come out and was bragging about being the one that got Roe versus Wade overturned, knowing that pissed off 70% of Americans. That definitely didn't grow any votes for him, did it? Well, over the weekend, he gets out there and he makes fun of people with a speech impediment, making fun of people with disabilities once again. Now, I know he was talking about Joe Biden, but guess what, Patriots? Joe Biden ain't the only person in this country that suffers from a speech impediment. And believe it or not, the huge majority of people out here aren't sick, twisted, sadistic pieces of shit that think when Donald Trump says something like that it's funny in any way whatsoever. It pisses them off. So that didn't grow any votes either. Well, then he gets on TV and he says if he's president, he's going to cut Social Security and Medicare. So is that enough right there, Patriots, is my question, to make us not support that man anymore? That he's going to take away our parents, our grandparents, and our Social Security and Medicare. Take our money and our health care. Is that enough? Because I got to thinking about it, and we support him for some reason or another, and it ain't about any kind of policies. Because if it was about manufacturing jobs, well, Joe Biden's got 800,000 of those over here and growing more right now. It ain't about the unemployment rate because it's at a 50-year low. It ain't about gas prices because they're approaching levels that they were under Donald Trump. It ain't about that southern border, or we'd take that border policy that both Republicans and Democrats say is the best they've seen in 50 years. So it has nothing to do with policy. But there's got to be a reason why we support that man at any cost, no matter what. He can reach over there and grab women by their crotch. That don't bother us. He can reach up in their uterus, and he can control their reproductive freedom. That don't bother us. How about him reaching in our pockets and taking our money and our health care? Is that enough? Because if it's not, then I think the Democrats are right. We're in some sort of cult. And we're supporting that man for some reason. Something that is more important to us than our country's national security and the well-being of Americans as a whole. There's something that's so important to us that we just can't say out loud. I can't quite put my finger on it. Patriots, just can't quite get there. Now, could it be that way back in 2016, whenever he got up on that stage and he said, we're done with political correctness, that everybody heard that dog whistle loud and clear? They knew exactly what that meant. Him saying that meant, hey, all that bigotry and hatred you got stored up in there that you haven't been able to spew on people for all these years, I'm giving you the green light. And that's more important than anything, right, Patriots? And then when he lost that election in 2020, scared the hell out of us. We're going to lose that freedom to hate. So we're doing anything we can to get him back in the White House. The country be damned, right? Because after this election, the Republican Party is dead. And I think we know that. That means no representation for bigotry and hatred. And Donald Trump damn sure ain't winning this election. And he damn sure ain't pulling off no coup. Inmate Trump 2024.